This is TechCrunch.
The European Union's executive body is facing an embarrassing privacy scandal after it was confirmed on Friday that a Commission ad campaign on X, formerly Twitter, breached the EU's own data protection rules. The finding by the EU's oversight body, the European Data Protection Supervisor (EDPS), relates to a micro-targeted ad campaign that the Commission ran on X back in fall 2023 that processed the sensitive data, political views, of citizens to target the ads. The ad campaign was intended to sway opinion around a controversial EU legislative proposal to force messaging apps to scan people's communications for CSAM, child sexual abuse material. Critics have warned the EU plan risks affecting a raft of democratic rights, threatens end-to-end encryption, and is itself legally unsound. But the Commission has plowed on regardless, garnering some reputational knocks, and now this big privacy slapdown. The EDPS decision follows a November 2023 complaint by regional privacy rights nonprofit NOIB. Its complaint against the Commission's Directorate General for Migration and Home Affairs accused the department of unlawful micro-targeting. Per NOIB, the EU data supervisor's findings confirm that the EU acted unlawfully, although the EDPS has only issued a reprimand, no fine. In a press release announcing the outcome of the complaint, Felix Mikolash, a data protection lawyer for the nonprofit, wrote, "Since Cambridge Analytica, it is clear that targeted ads can influence democracy. Using political preferences for ads is clearly illegal. Nevertheless, many political players rely on it, and online platforms take almost no action. Therefore, we welcome the decision of the EDPS." NOIB's complaint highlighted how the Commission's ad campaign sought to indirectly promote the CSAM regulation in a bid to sway opinion among citizens in the Netherlands. It targeted users in the country who weren't interested in keywords such as hashtag Qatargate, Brexit, Marine Le Pen, Alternative for Deutschland, Vox, Christian phobia, or Giorgia Meloni. Such keywords may be associated with people who hold certain right-wing political views, making the processing a proxy for political views which are classed as sensitive or special category data under EU data protection laws. The bloc's legal standard for processing sensitive personal data lawfully requires obtaining people's explicit consent beforehand, which the Commission did not do. The EU previously told TechCrunch that the ad campaign was designed and implemented through a framework contract with a contractor. It also said its contract included data protection safeguards aimed at ensuring compliance with the relevant regulations. The EU argued it was X that accepted the campaign and could be expected to implement it in accordance with the platform's terms and conditions and the applicable legal rules, in particular the GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation. So in other words, the Commission had sought to blame X for any unlawful ad targeting. Nota bene, NOIB has a separate complaint against X over this political processing that remains under investigation by data protection authorities. In light of the EDPS's finding of unlawful processing taking place on X, we've reached out to the social media firm for a response. The Commission also previously said it did not intend to trigger the processing of special categories of personal data, stressing at the time, May 2024, that such processing should not have happened. It added at the time that it had taken steps to ensure existing rules were reminded to all services. And per NOIB, the reason that the EDPS has only issued a reprimand and not a fine is because the Commission stopped the practice. So it looks unlikely we'll see any more controversial micro-targeting by the EU anytime soon. There is also a new College of Commissioners in place now, so Eva Johansson, the Home Affairs Commissioner in charge of the CSAM proposal under the last mandate when the campaign was run, is no longer in the post to receive the EDPS slap. The Commission was, earlier this year, querying whether or not sensitive data had been processed by the campaign, but the EDPS's decision cements that such processing both happened and was unlawful. The findings should have implications for NOIB's still open complaint against X and other similar complaints over micro-targeting using sensitive data. Given how such ad technologies typically work, there's a higher chance such complaints could lead to actual GDPR fines, where penalties can reach up to 4% of global annual turnover. We have many more cases on political micro-targeting in the member states, noted Mikolash. Many political parties engage in the same illegal practice. We hope the EDPS decision will be a guiding light for national authorities that currently investigate such practices. We reached out to the Commission for a response to the EDPS's findings. Spokeswoman Patricia Poropat emailed a brief statement in which the EU's executive said, "We take note of the EDPS decision on the Commission's campaign to raise awareness about the Commission's legislative proposal to prevent and combat child sexual abuse material online. We will now assess the EDPS decision." We've also put questions to the EDPS and to Ireland's Data Protection Commission, the authority that's likely to lead on investigating X's micro-targeting, and will update this report if they respond. Reached for comment, Danny McKeach, the technologist who originally spotted the Commission ad campaign and raised concerns about its use of micro-targeting, welcomed the EDPS swift action, telling TechCrunch he's pleased with the outcome of the investigation. However, he queried why a more far-reaching sanction was not imposed, flagging remarks made by Johansson following the publication of his article, raising concerns when she had claimed the ad campaign was 100% legal. In this case, given what the commissioner said, a broader investigation into this illegal so-called standard normal practice would be justified, said McKeach, adding, "The European Commission failed to take such important and substantiated signals from experts seriously."